Welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Christian. In this video, I'll be talking to you about 5 reasons why romantic relationship is not the best practice in the campus. I was once a student, so I've been through the process. I know what it's like, and I've had some experiences. And beyond my experiences, I can also tell you that I've seen people who struggle through being in a romantic relationship and what their result was. Now, this doesn't mean that having a relationship in school is evil, but in this video, you are going to understand better whether you are ready for it, because sometimes people get into what they don't know so much about, and some of them make a lot of mistakes that cost them so much, and some students end up giving much more than they thought would be required of the relationship, and some of them end up losing their school or their purpose in school. And why some we still have people who survived what it's like and still come out. So you have to consider the things that is required, the things that are required of you while you are dating in school, whether it is okay for you. So if you're watching me and you're a student already, or you want to get into the campus, you can just consider all the things that I have to say in this video. So number one is that you have to understand that relationship are for people who are ready to sacrifice for themselves. I believe this is the reason why God decided that romantic relationships should be practiced in marriage, because it comes with a lot of sacrifices. So one question you need to ask yourself is whether you are ready to sacrifice for this person, or you just want to move by your emotions, because people move by their emotions and it's not just about your emotions. So in romantic relationship, you'll be ready to give your attention, you'll be ready to give up your time, your attention, your money, your care. You just have and a lot more to give, based on the kind of person you are dating, or these are just the basic of what the person will be requiring from you. And of course, you know that once you are giving to this person, remember your academics or your school also requires your attention. It requires your time, it requires your care, because you need to care for yourself while you are in school. You need to give your time to studies. You need to also look after so many things that has to do with your school and the requirements based on the school you are, or the level you are in school. So check yourself and be sure that you're ready to sacrifice these things, because if you keep an unhealthy relationship, it also has repercussions. So when you are relating or dating with someone and you want to just take advantage of the person, it has a repercussion. I see a lot of students who get into problems because they are fighting over a man. It could be ladies, they are fighting because they are in love with a guy, and it could be guys, they are fighting because they are in love with a lady, and they are the fightings, and some of them lose their lives while doing that. School students, young people don't know so much, and sometimes they make a lot of mistakes thinking that the school environment is all that life has for them. So but there is much life beyond the campus. There is, in fact, your life will actually begin after you graduate from school. So never think that all you have in the campus is all you will ever have. So never think that that girl or that guy is everything in this world. No, the world is very big and very large. So if you are not getting this person now, you can equally get someone better tomorrow. So you have to consider the fact that you have a beautiful life outside the campus before you settle down to fight over a guy, fight over a lady, or maybe abandon your studies to meet someone, or being moved by emotions, because it's not everybody that has the power to control their emotions. So if you're still learning how to put yourself under control, and I know very well that in the campus you see young people who are still learning how to have control over their emotions, over a lot that has to do with them, and that's why it is not advisable that you just get into a relationship, a romantic relationship. It's for the matured, and God requires a vow for romantic relationship. That is why we call for weddings and all that. We call for people who will be witnesses in case if you start getting tired, or maybe something happens, they might need to encourage you, they might need to help you, so that you keep standing to be faithful to that person you are committing to in a romantic relationship. So romantic relationship is not a perfect relationship to be practiced in school. So you can have friends, you can have people that you hang out with, play with, gist with, have fun with, hang out, just do your stuffs in school and feel free and just be fine in a good environment in the right places, and avoid not going deep into someone you are not ready to commit to, because there is a whole lot beyond the first chemistry we feel. Like, it is natural to feel those chemistry for anyone, but you have to know that it is beyond what you feel for the person. So put yourself under control. And when you feel like maybe you're feeling so strong for someone and you don't know how to go about it, consider talking to a lecturer. That is why they are there. The lecturers are not just in school to teach you books, they are also there to be a guide to you. And I believe some schools, some universities, they have lecturers that care for your welfare, they care for your these things I'm talking about. So you can decide to talk to a lecturer who you consider wise enough, who you maybe relate better with. Tell them your struggles emotionally and if they can help you. So if you're a lady, go to a female lecturer. If you're a guy, go to maybe a male lecturer who can guide you better on how to put your emotions under control and how to distract your mind. You can equally read books, and you can equally make use of the social media to get to know how to get yourself to keep the focus so that you won't be distracted from what you came for in school. So if you really want to come out with the flying colors in school, you have to consider these things. So when you have the romantic relationship, is a weight on you, is a demand on you to bring sacrifice on the table, and it becomes a weight on you, and it can hinder you from flying. And we always talk about coming out or graduating with flying colors. So if you want to graduate with flying colors, you have to consider the fact that romantic relationship can be suspended. Maybe after school you go into it with a vow in that name called marriage. So number two is that you will struggle with sexual desires. This is something you cannot fight away. It is something you can't do away with. And it's just natural with man to feel strong when he or she is with an opposite sex. So the more closer you get to an opposite sex, the stronger it becomes. Your desires for this person will become. Puberty unlocks our natural sexual desires. And if you've gone through that stage of puberty, of course, virtually every student in the campus have been through puberty, and we are all mature people. So when you have someone you love so much or someone you care about so much, the closer you get to the person, the more stronger the desire to have sex with this person becomes. That's why you shouldn't start what you cannot finish. So consider the fact that your sexual desires will be awakened, whether you like it or not. It is natural for it to be so. So it is healthy for you to feel like having sex with someone. It is healthy, but sex does not satisfy as a one-time food. It is something that once you unlock that package of sex, you will keep having the need for it or having the hunger for it. And that's why marriage is just a perfect place of practice for sex, because the more you have the desire for it, you will always want to have your way. And that could attract a lot of things you are not ready for in the campus. Yeah, so because most students, they struggle with the fact that they end up getting pregnant. That is, if you're a lady, and if you're a guy, you will have to put yourself under control by not starting it at all, because that is the only way to abstain from sex if you don't want to have anything to do with sex in the campus. So if you don't want to have anything to do with sex in the campus, you just have to consider not getting into a romantic relationship in the campus. Consider your parents before taking such option. And if you are a guy and a lady is aborting a baby for you, it is something that it's not a good reputation, and it's not a good thing to your life. Remember, life is about sowing and reaping. And some of these ladies, when they leave you, they say a lot of negative words against you because you have put them through pain, and you see yourself struggling tomorrow just because a girl aborted for you mistakenly. It wasn't your intention. You didn't even know how you guys got to that level. But it all began because you unlocked the package of sex through a romantic relationship. So I think you should consider this before getting into a romantic relationship in school. And of course, you can imagine how this affects your studies in school. And for ladies that desire to keep the baby, maybe they are pregnant. I also had a friend in school who was pregnant and she decided to keep the baby. It wasn't easy for her, it was a struggle for her. And most of them have only one option, to abort the child. And you know what it's like. It's very risky for you, a lady, to engage yourself in an abortion. And as a guy, it is not also good to allow a lady to be aborting a baby just because you slept with them. It is something that you have to consider before getting into it. Some ladies lose their lives because of abortion. In my time when I was in school, there was a lady that was in her final year. She lost her life. She died because she committed an abortion, and she locked herself in the room. She doesn't want anybody to know that she was bleeding, and that was how she lost her life, and that was it. Whether you're writing exam or not, once you deliver your baby, of course, it affects you a whole lot. Some might even miss their exams just because they delivered, and the stress and the whole stress and everything that it comes with. So, in order for you not to find yourself in such situation, I think you should consider having self-control over the fact that romantic relationship has the right time for it. Some who escape with abortion, some of them end up having complications with their womb, and that means that they are never going to have a child again. There are some people who have such experiences, while some would find themselves living in guilt. They can never forget the fact that they did something like that. So it is something that is dangerous. So you have to consider this before saying yes in school to someone you don't know so much, or someone you think you love so much, but it's all about the chemistry. Your feelings is not you, your emotions are not you. There is something better to think about. So, number three is that you will fight a lot of distractions. The Bible says, don't awaken love before it's time. So, when you are in a romantic relationship with someone in the campus, you have to understand that you have given your mind an assignment. Yes, a workload is on your mind, because you can't just stop thinking about this person. You can't just stop considering this person. You can't, forget about the moments you spent together, a lot of things, or trying to see or look out for a way to please this person even more. You have given yourself a mind job or a mind game to play, because you also need your mind to study your books. You need your mind to be in the right position to read very well in school. You need your mind to pay attention to what you came for. There is just so much in school, honestly. There's so much studies. Some people have 12 courses, 20 something courses, if I'm not mistaken, but you have a lot to pay attention to. You have practicals, you have a lot of assignments. Some students are in class from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Some are in class from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., depending on what your school is and the kind of studies. So, and there are some students also who also have businesses they are doing to support themselves in school. This is one of the reasons why you shouldn't give into romantic relationship in the campus. Your mind needs to keep the focus. Your mind needs to focus on your studies, because you want to come out the best. And when you graduate the best, you will look more attractive, and you even attract better people, more loving guys, more loving ladies, and you will have what it takes, and your life flows in a very good way as God has planned for you. So when your mind is distracted, your purpose in school is affected. So consider that before saying yes to a romantic relationship in school. Number four is that you could contract a deadly disease in school. There are some diseases that kill faster than HIV. They are there, and condoms has not been proven to be 100% safe. Research has said that the only way to stay away from sexual transmitted disease and HIV is to simply abstain from sex. So, but in marriage, before you get married to someone, of course, you need to do some checkups and be sure that you are safe and fine with this person before going into marriage. And it becomes a commitment where this is just a partner, someone you know, you are sure that you are with this person. So even if anything goes wrong, you know where it's coming from. But this one is that the person you might be sleeping with, or you are likely to have sex with, because of the very fact that you can't just fight that emotion so strongly. So if you end up having sex with this person, you don't know if the person is affected. You don't know if the person is affected. They can't tell you. So if you end up contracting such diseases, I don't think you'll be proud of it. It's something that you will never be proud of. Neither will your parents be proud of it. Consider the fact that you have parents, the people that have sent you to school. That is, if you have people that have sent you to school. And if you don't have anyone taking care of you or paying your school fees, you have to also understand that you came to school to become a better person. You can't just end up in the school walls or in the school gates. You came to school so that your life will be much better. So if you're struggling, you're suffering to pay your fees and to get yourself through schools, then you should pay close attention to what you do with yourself, what you do with your body. So that becomes more reason why you shouldn't even give into a romantic relationship, because you need yourself to get the job done. So there is no point getting into what will be a killer instead of being a blessing to you. So push the desire for romantic relationship forward. You will still come to it when you graduate from school, get a job and settle down, and God blesses you. You will have it all and even much more. So number five, which is the final one, is that Satan will use sexual sin against you. So if you end up having sex with this person you are in a romantic relationship with, you have to understand that as Christians, as believers, Satan will use sexual sin against you. One thing that the devil does is that he finds places where we are weak, where the children of God are weak, and uses it against them. Bible scriptures on sexual sin I'll be dropping on the screen, so you need to read these things. I didn't write it, it is written. Just like the Bible always says, it is written. So what the enemy does, what Satan does, is to find those places where you have made mistakes, where the Bible condemns what you did and uses it against you. When he uses it against you, what he does is that he can afflict you, he can do a lot of things. Some people will be suffering, they wouldn't know that it's just because of what they did, and Satan is using it against them, and they will never know until they maybe God opens their eyes and they start praying about it, and that is how you can be delivered. So you have to understand that sex in the campus is not something that is positive for you, and romantic relationship in the campus will not do your life any better. So in order to abstain from sex, you have to begin with abstaining from romantic relationship in the school. It is very wrong to see students walk into the campus with big dreams, ambitions, and at the end of the day, you see them walking out of school or graduating from school with a lot of negative impacts because they met some people that influenced them the wrong way. So the power of influence is very strong. So when you find yourself in a romantic relationship, that is the peak of the power of influence, because when you are one with the person, when you find yourself getting deeper into someone, the person has everything. The person influences you automatically, with or without your permission. So if you want to come out with flying colors, you have to release yourself from the weight of romantic relationship, because it comes with a whole lot of demands on you. Now, I'm not saying that romantic relationship will destroy your life. No, there are some people who has the let's say the capacity to manage it in school and still come out graduating well. But if you check very well, you find out that most people who got into it, most of them come out with a lot of baggages. They're not going to tell you, they can't tell you what they've been through or what they went through. But if you can get some of them to open up, I pastored in school, I ran a campus fellowship in school, and I had a lot of them who opened up to me. I saw their struggles, I knew what they went through, I saw what they've been through, I saw so many things. I might not share everything here with you, but I can boldly tell you that some students are graduating from school, forget the packages, forget the coverings. Some of them are wounded, some of them are damaged, some of them could not even graduate from the school very well. So you wouldn't want to have such experience. If you don't want to have such experience, you have to consider putting everything I said in this video into consideration before you make up your mind to say yes or no to someone. So if this video is a blessing to you, please give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will promote this video, and share the video. And I also want you to comment. Your comment is very important to me. Ask me questions, say what you feel and what you think, and I'll be glad to be here again to talk to you about relationship and so many other things you would want to hear and would be a blessing to your lives. God bless you. My name is Esther Christian.